Wild animals are among the most exciting subjects to photograph, but they often seem to be out of our reach. You have to travel to far-off countries, and you need a lot of time as well as a big budget. However, there is a nice, simple solution to that problem. You can find it close by at a local zoo or safari park. At the zoo, you'll find giraffes, hippos, crocodiles, elephants, tigers and apes almost within arm's reach. You'll also see birds, tropical fish and insects too. Modern zoos give the animals space in almost natural surroundings, which makes it especially attractive and rewarding to photograph animals there. If we know what we have to watch out for, our photographs will look as if they're taken in the wild. Nikon digital SLR cameras are particularly suitable for our subject, wild animals. For our tutorial, wildlife photographer Jan Vermeer has chosen a Nikon D40. The lens set consists of a standard 18-55mm and a 55-200mm VR lens. However, the 18-200mm VR zoom lens covers this entire range on its own. The 70-300mm VR Nikon lens, which makes it possible to zoom in even closer, completes the set. The VR, or vibration reduction system, makes it possible to use the camera without a tripod up to 1/30th of a second. It seems as if you can capture everything you want at the zoo, but there are a few golden rules if you want to get exceptional shots. An important rule is to limit your visit to 2 or 3 types of animals. A good photograph requires time and patience. It's better to go home with 2 exceptional photos than with 100 which just don't make the grade. Animals playing or fighting make good action pictures, but for that you need a fast shutter speed for a sharp image. If the light level is low, you may have to set your ISO value higher. When animals move around a lot, you should try to anticipate their actions. What do you think will happen? Look, if you'd seen it coming, then you could have shot this beautiful portrait of mother and child. In a situation like this, just keep looking, because often you'll find that waiting a while means you'll be able to capture an even more beautiful moment than the one just gone. This one is the culmination of a moving series. Mother and child, a rewarding subject at the zoo too. Watch the young animals closely. If you focus on the young ones, you're bound to get the mother too. Tender attention, loving care. Sometimes you can shoot 3 or 4 photos in quick succession to get a vivid series of pictures. Small apes move very fast. For instance, it's easiest to capture these squirrel monkeys as they collect food. This is also true for other animals. Feeding time is a rewarding moment to photograph, as previously unseen animals come forward and sleepy ones wake up. In this zoo, the visitor can move among some of the animals. Adjust yourself in relation to the position of the animal. If necessary, get on your knees to be on eye level. That produces a striking photo, like this one. If you're free to move among the animals, do so very carefully. When you're unnoticed by your subject, you have the chance to capture the most natural poses. And if your subject isn't very active, then concentrate on the special elements. A maximum zoom brings out attractive details. This giant is best photographed in cloudy weather. In strong light, its fur comes across as a dark surface with no definition. This applies to all animals with dark fur. Photograph them on a cloudy day. In a tangle of fur like this, look for a pair of eyes and focus sharply on them. This will give your photo interest and feeling. It can also work well with two pairs of eyes. The leopards are behind glass for their safety and ours, but glass can create unwanted reflections. In a situation like this, get your lens as close as possible to the glass. Take the lens hood off. Keep your thumb between the edge of the lens and the glass so that neither one is damaged. In the aquarium too, we get as close as possible to the glass, but this glass is so thick it can cause distortion. In order to reduce this as much as possible, position yourself directly in front of the glass. Don't use flash, even if it's relatively dark. The light from the flash produces reflections which can disturb the fish. To make the most of the low light, increase the ISO value to 800. In a modern zoo, you'll rarely find a wire fence. When you do, stand with the lens as close as possible to the mesh. Open the aperture as far as possible, semi-automatically or completely manually, so you obtain a minimum depth of field. This means the fence wire will dissolve in the picture. And if you think nothing interesting is happening, concentrate on patterns and details instead. Wildlife photography is just a question of looking. Yes, that's it. Looking, looking, and looking again.